Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Citywide Field, home of the London Beefeaters. My name is Ron Forda, and I'm joined on the broadcast today by Coach Depeche Manier as we're just about to welcome on the field your London Beefeaters. Beefeaters will be dressed in white, silver helmets. They are playing the Quinte Skyhawks, who are coming into this game with a 2-2 record. As you see your Beefeaters coming in, white jerseys, blue pants, silver buckets, pumped up for welcome to Hall of Fame game. Depeche, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thanks, Ron. I just, you know what? It's been a long time that we've been coaching together, and it's great to be here. And I'm really excited for tonight's game.
You know, we've both coached with Coach Snyder on many occasions. Ground and pound, heavy dose of the run game. Quinty's a little bit different. They like to spread the ball around. What are your expectations? What do you think the Beefeaters want to do early in this game?
Well, I think you're right. Establishing the run in the game has just always been the MO for Coach Snyder. No matter where he's been, running, getting those big guys moving, running the ball, establishing that game, and then working off that to be able to open it up a little bit later in the game. So.
Yeah, and that leads us to the next one. You know, the player to watch is, of course, number 3, L.J. Dyer, the graduate out of South, the dynamic running back who had himself a great game last week, despite the loss in back-to-back weeks to the St. Clair Saints.
Yeah, well, I tell you, losses aren't the worst things in the world. It just depends on how you do it, and sometimes you fall a little bit short, but if you did what you're supposed to do and you fall a little short, you can always work with that and build on that. So I think that was actually, despite the loss on the record, it was a big jumping point for them for this season.
Well, and again, it came down to, from what I remember of the game, it was like 3 minutes left in the game before Windsor actually took the lead in that game.
Stand in solidarity with the entire Okanagan Sun organization.
So we're just paying tribute to the Okanagan Sun. You know, we wish them all the best, and you know the OFC stands with all of our CJFL teams. As we're to see again the shot of midfield, I expect Quinte always has really, really dynamic defensive backs. You know, something that you're very, very familiar with from your coaching days. You know, good length, good size, good aggression. They like to play that 3-3-6 quite often as well. So, you know, how are they going to bring that other man up? And they like to bring both safeties up and give you a 35 look and still drop. A lot of run, a lot of heavy run. Quinte, I think, is going to try to spread the ball around a little bit more. The Beefeaters have won the toss, deferred to the second half. So we're just waiting. Quinte will obviously receive the ball here. No, excuse me. The Beefeaters have chosen to receive.
Okay.
So they're gonna play. Again, just some really dynamic players in here. Really great stuff. Quinte, not as big numbers wise, obviously. Coming out of the Peterborough area, Belleville area.
Right.
Playing out of Loyalist College. No, not is it Loyalist?
I believe it's Loyalist
yeah,
College. Yes.
Loyalist College. So, another action going on today. We do have Ottawa and Toronto playing, and the 7:30 nightcap. The Hamilton Hurricanes are in St. Clair to play these same Saints. As we will just be having our national anthem played.
Please join the lovely and talented Jennifer Annan. Jenna Brannon, ladies and
Jen
gentlemen.
Annan with the singing of our national anthem. Just to point out a couple players here, the Quinte Skyhawks will be led by quarterback number 15, Josh Bauman. He's had himself a very good season to this point. And London, unfortunately, have a change at the quarterback position, going with Anthony Pinto this week, who's much more of an athletic, running type of quarterback. We've seen that with George Dennis, who is unfortunately out this week.
Okay. Well, the one I'm looking forward to seeing for London is Drew Lawrence, their free safety. I tell you, I saw him a couple weeks ago when we were playing, and he's just such a dynamic player. Reads the field well, sideline to sideline, and he can come with a hammer. So that's the guy I'm going to be looking out for.
So yeah, we're all ready for kickoff here. Quinte all black with the lime green trim.
And they look pretty good. I like them.
Well, it's that coronavirus lime green Seattle Seahawk that I'm not a really big fan of, but hey, to each of their own. Actually, they're very sharp uniforms and should be a good game here as we have number 11 about to kick the ball off here for the Skyhawks.
Tegan Good.
And the kick is away. It is a short kick picked up by number 2, Drew Lawrence. We mentioned him earlier. Straight ahead, returns that ball to about the 42-yard line. Really like that return, Depeche.
Yeah, that was a good return. Heads up on that short kick. I don't know where he was, if it was an intentionally short kick or if it was just he got under it a little bit because it popped up so high. But heads up for Drew to pick that one up.
Yeah, what I really liked about that is he just took that straight up field, didn't try to dance around a lot, hit that straight up the middle, and away we go. So Anthony Pinto in at quarterback for the Beefeaters. LJ Dyer lined up behind him. Much heavier set for the Beefeaters. Come out fullback in there. Hand off to Dyer coming off the right hand side. Breaks it back over the middle. And LJ Dyer is off to the races on the first carry down to the 20, down to the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown, Beefeaters. First play of the game. LJ Dyer. Straight ahead power play, Depeche.
I don't know. That was that just opened up for him, and he just found that little crease.
We just said the Beefeaters looked, hey, they're a little bit heavier of a set. There's the puller. There's the kick out there. Number 62 for the Beefeaters. Does a great job. Nemeth, the left guard, coming over. He does that kick out block. That's the last guy, and then all of a sudden, you're off to the races.
Yeah.
Number 15 for the Beefeaters in to kick. It's Wojnowski. Snap is down. Kick is away. It is good. Flags on the play. I think we're going to have 13 men on the Skyhawks. Just waiting for the referees to count that. I'm pretty sure that there was 13 men on the extra point. And it's 13 men, illegal substitution, 13 men.
Illegal substitution is the call against the Skyhawks.
So,
we'll attribute that to the kickoff.
couple seconds into the game, 14:34 left. Beefeaters up 7-0 with just that straight ahead power run.
Yeah, I was, I think, one thing that you talked about was those 6 DBs in there, and you can see, I don't know, if they're going to continue to run the ball like that, they're going to have to move some of those guys back into the box, or they're going to need to bring another linebacker or another D lineman in to secure that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's what I would expect is going to be an adjustment right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like you're going to see that right away here. So as we just see the Beefeaters should be up 5 more yards here. Yep. So we're going to be kicking from the 50-yard line.
50-yard line, yeah, that's what it was.
No, it's a 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
Okay.
So we're kicking it from midfield. So Woj has got more than enough leg to get this into the end zone here. And if you're paying attention, like we like to do, there's nobody on the
they got 2 back there.
Yeah, but
one in the middle and one on the
one in the middle, one in the middle. So okay, let's see how this turns out for them. Wojnowski with the kick at midfield, drives it down, kicks it straight up the middle. hits the
Hits the
upright.
upright.
That is going to be, that's
Should
a
be
dead ball.
Yep.
So dead ball. The ball's going to come out to the 20. Quinte will have the ball 1st and 10. Seen that a couple times at this level. Not very often that you
No.
see them hit the upright on the opening kickoff.
Correct.
Much consternation as to where it's going to be. Thought it was the 20.
It is the 20.
Should be a
As
20.
former kicker, I better remember those things. Yep, there it is. First down for the Skyhawks. At the
So the
20.
Skyhawks, let's see what they offer here. Again, they're not the biggest team in the league. They are very athletic. They're smaller, but they're very quick in and out of breaks. They like that short slant passing game here. Number 8 is in at quarterback for Quinte.
Patrick Anderson.
Anderson is in at quarterback to start this game. 4 receivers to the top of the field. Inside handoff to number
run.
1. Met in the backfield by number 91 for the Beefeaters.
Brought down immediately in the backfield.
So Jake Venetti is the ball carrier. Short
was-
loss on that. 91, who's the
No Williams.
Yeah, Noah Williams from the D tackle position, scraping down, throwing him down for a loss of a couple. Again, the Beefeaters have got a lot of mileage on, again, another really good recruiting class. And let's see if the Beefeaters can hold here. Second and, we're going to call it 12 here. 2 receivers motion the third receiver over. Tight end and fullback in the game. Back to pass, middle slant, number 13 with the reception. And it's covered by number 11 for the Beefeaters. So Ingram with the tackle. 13 is the receiver for the Skyhawks. That is Nick. What do you got there for number 13?
13 for the Skyhawks is Nick Zietti.
Zietti. All right, Nick Zietti. So a gain of about 5 on that. It's going to be well short. Number 11 into punt for the Skyhawks. That is Tegan Good. Looks like he's
got that rugby.
the
or
Aussie style, yeah.
That Aussie style.
Picked up at the 52-yard line by Drew Lawrence. Takes it all the way beyond to about the 50-yard line, basically right in front of us here.
Brought down by number 33, that's Braden Pittman.
Good kick, good
First down
return,
here is
and again, really good job by Drew Lawrence, just getting upfield, maintaining possession there. After one play, what do you think the Beefeaters are going to come out and run again?
Well, my guess is they'll go to the other side of the field.
They love to attack the short side of the field, though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the exact same play.
Yeah.
And yes, Quinte has brought in another lineman.
Yeah.
So the Skyhawks almost look like a 50 front now. So 4 down. Yeah, so it's bringing the safeties down. Handoff to number 29 over the left-hand side. That's Klubine. Klubine's off to the races. Klubine breaks it. Down inside the 10, makes another man miss. 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. Touchdown, Beefeaters. Joel Klubine, the London Beal product. Yeah, just power running. Really, really good job.
I tell you, he comes in here, makes a couple guys miss. We got a missed tackle and then another miss. Like, it was just a little bit. It doesn't take much side to side to make someone miss. You just got to make sure you get your feet in a good position to make tackles.
2 plays, 2 scores for the Beefeaters. 12:47 left to go, first quarter. Barring the extra point, this will be a 14-0 lead for the London Beefeaters over the Skyhawks. Snap is down, the kick is away, and it is good.
Kick is good.
So, well,
Nothing to
Coach,
forget, folks, you can hit up
Well,
under 3 minutes gone, you're down 14-0.
anyway, new food truck this
We've
week.
both been in this position before.
yeah.
What are you telling your team right now?
Well, really, at that point, we just have to kind of regroup. We've had our adjustments. We just have to start running what we know we can do. So I would say, just little things, right? Keep shorten the playbook. Make sure we run the plays that we know can be successful, that we know really well, and just try to execute play after play. In the end, you got to treat every play. I always say we have to have short memories. So just keep plugging the way our game plan is and see how it falls out.
So yeah, that's very similar idea is what I'm thinking as well. It's like Okay, guys, never mind what the score says. It's 0-0. Let's get a first down. Let's get a couple first downs. Let's establish what we do here. So Wojciechowski to kick this ball away. It is kicked down. It is received about the 10, bounces about the 10-yard line, picked up, returned into the middle, number 13, I believe it is. Returns that all the way to about the 20, we're going to say about the 25-yard line.
That's Yeti again.
Yeti. So he seems to be their main guy, returner and receiver. So Quinte, they do a lot of that short passing. They love that mesh concept. They love that slant,
Which I kind of like. I know you see a lot of guys, they want to throw the ball a mile every play. Keep it underneath, keep it under control.
Yeah, not everything has to be the money shot. I love a 3-yard reception and get some downfield blockers down there. Inside handoff. Noah Williams is there right away amongst a number of Beefeaters, and we have some extracurricular activity happening.
And a flag's come out.
Well, that might be on the Beefeaters. Number 35 gives them a little bit of a shot there at the very end for the Beefs.
Christian Thompson.
So Christian Thompson, and that's exactly what the call is.
Off the field.
Yeah. Little bit of a shot at the extra. Again, a great play by Noah Williams penetrating on that. 15-yard penalty, first down for the Skyhawks. Don't care how you get the first downs, as long as you get them.
Yeah. And those kind of plays, I'm telling you, Ron, those are the little things that can really change a game and give a team life.
2-by-2 set coming out of the backfield here. Fullback offset to the right. One running back. Inside handoff again. Just nowhere to go for the Quinte running game. Noah Williams again. Third time we've called his name.
Yeah.
He's surrounded by
They're going to need to give their center some help with Noah.
Yeah, so Venditti is the ball carrier again. Again, Quinte is not a huge team. They don't have big numbers on their bench. They're not tall, but they're a very quick, very athletic team.
Yeah, 2-by-2.
2-by-2 set coming out of this. Fullback again on the right. Back to pass, rolling off to the left. Reception made by number 13, cleaned up by number 94 at the end. Oh boy, that's a big man coming across there. That's Stewart coming across with the tackle there. Man, if I'm Zaghetti on that one, that's not the guy I want to see coming across to make that tackle.
No, I agree, Ron.
So Quinte, after the first down on the penalty, is going to punt the ball. 3rd and 8 here. A little bit of a high snap, rolling out to the left. Good kick this time. Pins Lawrence down to the sidelines.
About the 30.
Really, really good job. I like that.
I do like that.
I just realized left-footed kicker.
Hey, that's right.
First down, Beefeaters.
So I always say left-handed quarterbacks are the devil. As a former kicker, left-footed kickers, they're the devil too. You can't play this game if you're left-handed. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. You can play if you're left-handed, right-handed.
If you have any issues with that, please send your emails. All you left-handers can send your emails to Ron Ferrara.
You betcha. 2-by-2 set coming out here for the Beefeaters. Pinto hands it off straight ahead. LJ Dyer just straight ahead, driving right up the middle for a gain of about
9.5.
They're going to give him about 9.5, 9 3/4 on that. I thought he was pretty close to the 10. Second down here for the Beefeaters. 3 plays, 3 runs. Would you expect anything else from the Beefeaters at this point?
No, not. I think they're just going to keep running it until they can get some stops.
Not broke, don't fix it. Exactly. So Quinte is really, really selling out to stop the run. We see 10 guys crowded around the line of scrimmage. Pass intended to number 8 for the Beefeaters. That's Lounsbury was the intended receiver. Falls incomplete. 3rd down and short I would expect the Beefeaters go for
I
this.
think so. I think they threw that ball on second down, knowing that they're going to go for it on third.
Well, exactly. So Pinto just counting them all up as we see one of Coach Snyder's favorite formations: the heavy, the jumbo, the rhino. Call it what you will.
I've heard
Let's
him
bring
call it
some.
all.
Let's bring some big boys in here and let's go get a yard. Pinto under center, flags down. LJ Dyer's off to the races. 37 in pursuit, catches him from behind. Great athleticism, but again, flags on the play.
Jacoby Dillon
with
to
the
track it
tackle.
down.
The call is against the Skyhawks, lining up offside. First and goal for the Beefeaters. We can, producer Melrose, if we can just get that one more time. You're not producer Melrose.
That's the thing.
Producer Tommy Silcox, one more time there. Great effort by 37.
Yeah.
He's coming all the way across the field there. Wow.
Jacoby Dillon.
Really, really good job.
We talked about the little things, right?
Well,
Just because you're down 14-0,
yeah,
you
you
still got to play.
you
and
play
that
every
shows a
down
lot
like
of
it's
heart
your
from
last.
Jacoby Dillon.
5 receivers out here, 3 to the top of the field, 2 to the boundary. Inside handout, no, fakes it. Pinto takes it over the right-hand side himself. It's going to be stopped short after a gain of about 1 or 2 on that. So good defense that time by Quinte. You can see them. There you see it. Good job scraping all the way across. Good backfill. I want to give a shout out to number 33 for the Skyhawks. Really good job seeing it, recognizing it.
That's Braden Kinmon.
So Kidmon does a really good job of just recognizing it, scraping down. The old linebacker, though, shuffle, alley pursuit.
Absolutely.
That's what that drill was.
That's exactly.
Really, really good job of that. Beefeaters bringing in a little bit of extra beef now. 2 receivers to the field, 1 to the boundary here. Extra running back in, hand off to LJ Dyer. Met right away. Smacked short. And it's going to be short of the yards to gain.
Was the one who met him?
I want to see. I think this is big number 66, a defensive tackle. Wow, that's a good hit. As now the big boys are coming in for the Beefeaters, and we're going to see them go for it on about a third. I can say about 1.5 here. Looking at where the ball is spotted. So Pinto in at quarterback. See the heavy formation in here for the Beefeaters. Pinto under center. Handoff to LJ Dyer. He got in, I think.
Dyer.
Yeah, no, he got.
He's in.
Here's the replay one more time. Yeah, he does go down, but the ball is clearly crossed right there. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Touchdown for the Beefeaters as they go up 3 scores, 20, barring the extra point, 21-0. 8:18 left to go in the first quarter. Not the stop that you were hoping for, but you know what? Good effort by the Skyhawks on that one.
You know what? I think pushing them to that third down, getting those tackles in tight, those are little things, right? Little things is what you're going to do.
Skyhawks, Ottawa, and Hamilton most likely are battling for that 3-4 positions to see who's gonna travel to Windsor, who's gonna travel to London in the playoffs, and that is going to be, I believe it's the 14th of August. I got to double check my dates there, as we just see the LJ Dyer touchdown one more time. Yeah, so good start here for the Beefeaters. 8:18 left. First quarter, 21 Beefeaters, no score Skyhawks. Again, let's get a first down. Let's
get some first downs.
Let's complete some passes. Let's get a run or two going here. Wojnowski is lining up to kick this ball here. He's had himself a great season this year. I believe he's perfect on extra points.
Special teams player of the week last week, was he not?
I think he was. So kick is away. It is fielded about the 15-yard line by one of the up men.
Landon Emery.
Oh, this
Oh,
is that's
sorry,
a gentleman,
no, that's
number 37.
Jacoby
sorry,
Dillon
that's
on the return.
Jacoby Dillon.
Yeah, that was the gentleman that caught LJ Dyer from behind.
Yep.
So heads up play, a little bit short. You know, if I'm the returner though, I'm calling my guy off. Like, go make a block. I got it. So they were both there, pretty close there. So the Skyhawks will scrimmage. The ball is on the the left hash for Quinte.
Had inside run both first downs. I expect something a little different right now.
You maybe go with a play action or
I
something
think
like
play
that. Or
action,
you've got a pretty good sized receiver out there out wide. Two receivers to the field, one to the boundary, fullback in there as well.
yeah, there's
Back
the
to
play
pass.
action.
Hits the
Wide
seam.
open.
We just called it. Hey, you got kind of a mismatch over there. So Newberry with the reception. This is just the classic slant pattern. He got beat. The defensive back got beat right away off the line of scrimmage, and you just do a good job of settling down there, Depeche.
Yeah, he did. He got it right in front of in front of Drew. So he kind of found that little soft spot.
1st and 10 for the Skyhawks. We thank you very much for joining us here today from Citywide Field, London Beefeater Television. Two receivers to the field, one to the boundary. Extra tight ends in there. Inside handoff to number 1, just nowhere to go. The pullers, everything just got blown up in there right away. A whole lot of mud, nowhere to run.
Second down.
Noah Williams and number 94 also in there. Ben Regier was in there. They're all in there.
Christian Thompson was in there.
The loss of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 13 for the Quinte Skyhawks. Motion over to Trips to the field now with a tight end on either side. Pressure coming off the backside. Swing pass. It's caught by number 1 out on the right-hand side. Good job. Coming over to stop him is number 21 for the Beefeaters. But again, really good job. They got enough. First down, Skyhawks.
At the 38-yard line.
Does a really good job of recognizing it. That way you're getting the formation.
Yep.
You know, and you saw it right away. The receivers comes, you got an automatic go call from the 2 or the safety. He's coming on that blitz. Nobody picks the backup,
Nobody's picking
and
up.
all of a sudden, hey, we got a little business here. 2 receivers to the field, 1 to the boundary, motion back into the middle. Play action pass, taking a shot downfield, and it's complete by number 6.
That's Otis Newberry.
Newberry with the reception.
Pick up at 12.
This is such a hard, we've talked about this at nauseum on different broadcasts. The long out is the hardest route to cover in the Canadian game.
Yes.
And especially if you start doing that at the second level, where you're what I call the second level. The first level is that 1 to 5 yard range. That second level is that 7 to 12 yard range. You start running that out at that range there. That's a lot of space that defender's got to cover. And more likely than not, it's probably the safety sliding over on that.
Well, either that or typically what I would say is with our guys, and we'll just let this play go, and I'll talk about it in a second.
2x2 motion over. Little jet motion procedure is going to be called on this one. All kinds of discombobulation on that one.
Well, while the referees sort that out, what I was going to say about those level outs is typically you'll have one sitting at about that 10 to 12 yard range, and then another one sitting underneath around 3 to 5.
Yeah.
And your zone player there has to be aware of the guy behind him. So if you see that guy in front of you, and you jump that guy in front of you, that one behind you is wide open. So you have to be aware. And what I typically say is just play from the back of your zone forward so that you don't have to, so you could catch that deeper out first.
Three receivers motioning over to the field. Double tight end, single back again, trying that inside power run. Just not having any success with that whatsoever. So you're trying to get number 56. He's coming across here from the tackle. He's just getting blown up in the backfield. That's 93.
That's London Dawson.
Yeah, he's had himself a whale of a season, but he just eats up that blocker, drives him back into the backfield, and basically stops him. Second down after loss of about 4 on that. Second down and 19 for the Skyhawks. Ball is at the 46-yard line. Quinte motioning 2 over to the field. Back does the slip as well. They're trying to hit him.
Oh.
Almost intercepted by number 52. Gets his hands on it. That is number 52 for the Beefeaters.
Mo.
Big Mo.
Big Mo.
Big Mo. We're just going with Big Mo. Linebacker does a really good job recognizing it. Just can't quite get his hands on that. Quinte, as we see, number 11, I believe, is the punter, the left-footed Australian-style punter on this.
That's Tegan Good.
Great punt again. Drew Lawrence takes that about the 3-yard line, starts returning it over to the right-hand side here. Takes it all the way out to about the 25. We're going to say about the 25-yard line. Good job by Lawrence getting that out of danger. But this, again, this is a really great punt. Look at the spiral. Look at the hang time. Down to about the 2-yard line. That's a 53-yard punt.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And we said the 25. Looks like it's about the 20. So first down for the Beefeaters. 4th drive of the game. 21-0 the Beefeaters lead here. 3:35 left to go first quarter. Anthony Pinto in at quarterback for the Beefs as we see another running back in for the Beefeaters. See what happens on this one. Pinto barking out the signals. This time fakes it, pulls it himself, goes off to the races off the left-hand side.
I think that's about 8 yards you got.
Yep.
Hey, mind up for the equipment there, buddy.
So Pinto does a really good job. This is what Anthony Pinto really does, and he's very, very athletic. He's very dynamic. He'd much rather have the ball in his hands running it in a situation like this.
Well, I think it was just a really good read. Like the defensive end went right after the running back and just opened it up, so he just kept it.
Still working, George?
Second and we're going to call it 3. Inside handoff.
That's Klubine again.
It's Klubine straight ahead off the left-hand side. He's going to get about 7 or 8 on that. Good job, crackback block on there. I want to get the number of that receiver. I hate it when they tuck their shirts underneath there. Can't see their numbers. See, kids, this is why I tell when Coach says leave your shirt out so I can see who you are. Trying to say, hey, you did a good job of that block, son. But I can't say who it was because you had your shirt tucked in. One fullback in there, inside handoff. Klubine straight ahead, down to about the 48-yard line of the Beefeaters. Gain of about 8. It's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
straight ahead power run again. Number 33 with the tackle for the Skyhawks. You know, they're just getting out-muscled at the point of attack right now.
Yeah.
There's no other way of saying it. The Beefeaters are bigger and a little bit more physical at the point of attack right now. And we both know Coach Schneider, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to run power 20 times in a row if I don't think you can stop it. 2-by-2 with a fullback in the backfield this time. A little bit of a high snap. Klubine over the left-hand side. Gets the ball to the 50-yard line. I think it's going to be enough. That's going to be a first down for the Beefeaters.
Yep.
Picked up 3. First down.
Needed 2, got 3. First down at the 50-yard line for the Beefeaters. 1:30 left to go in the first quarter. Beefeaters are driving again.
I have noticed the last 3 plays that snaps are getting a little bit high. So our
A new center in there. Kevin Richard usually plays guard.
okay.
Kevin Richard's playing center today. Klubine with the carry over the right-hand side.
Blue line up the middle.
Gain of about six yards on that over the right-hand side. Again, just a straight hand puller.
Big following.
Number 62 was the puller on that.
Second and 4.
That's Nemeth. That's the second time we've called his name, lead blocking out there. So we see now you see Quinte. Everyone's starting to come up. Everyone's starting to come up a little bit more. You've got one man deep. You've got all 11 defenders within a 6-yard window with one guy back deep.
Quarterback kept it.
Pinto is going to be really close. No, he's got it by a yard. Yeah.
1 or 2, yeah.
On that option again.
So again, he's just reading the DN.
Yep.
So that's the one thing about Anthony Pinto that I saw it last year with him, and I really like this year. He's a heads up. He understands what he's doing, what he needs to do. If the DN crashes like this, then I'm a free runner off the edge, and I'll get 6 yards of carry every time. If you're getting 5-6 yards of carry, guess what? You don't have to call anything else. Inside handoff.
He's going to throw it.
Complete to number 23 for the Beefeaters.
Is complete to Hayden
That
Scott.
is Hayden Scott.
Hayden Scott there with the reception, the slot back.
Another first down at the 37
But that's the end of the first quarter after the gain of about 12 on that play. Wow, kind of an explosive first quarter there.
Yeah.
2 plays, 2 touchdowns for the Beefeaters. LJ Dyer with 1 on the opening play. Joel Klubine comes in on the second play for the Beefeaters. Goes on a long scamper. 2 60, 70-yard runs for both the running backs. Then, of course, we saw LJ Dyer on that 3rd and goal. 3 touchdowns for the Beefeaters, 21-0.
But we have seen the Skyhawks. They're starting to move the ball a little bit. They've gained a couple first downs, and now they're still kind of hanging on. They're fighting for their lives right now, and I think they showed a lot just by showing that fight right now.
2-by-2 set. 1 running back, single back in there. Klubine with the carry over the right-hand side. I'm going to say gain of about 4 on that. Excuse me, that's number 28 was the ball carrier.
Elijah Prosper.
Prosper, the ball carrier. So gain of about 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Beefeaters. Thank you very much for joining us here. My name is Ron Forwerda with Coach Depeche Maniard. Colin taking you through this wonderful CJFL action here from Citywide Field in the Forest City. Pinto, handoff inside.
Is that a shoe went flying?
Somebody threw a shoe.
Yeah, it looks like a shoe. It's a white shoe.
Prosper on the carry.
Might have been Prosper shoe at the end there.
We just short of the first down, called a yard.
So gain of about 5. So that's the 4-yard carry and a 5-yard carry. 3rd and 1 here for the Beefeaters. As we see, hold the character. Here come the big boys.
Yeah.
Here comes the heavy. Call it the Rhino. Call it whatever. This is another thing I really like about Anthony Pinto. On substitutions, he always stands back. He always does a quick little head check. Make sure we've got 11. We got 11. We got 12. We got 13. Do we have enough? Do we have too many? Pinto under center. 4 running backs. Motion over the right-hand side. Met in the backfield right away by big number 66 for the Skyhawks.
That's
No
Berkeley Benevlik.
Turnover on downs.
No gain. Loss of a couple.
Loss of a couple.
Turn it over on downs. First down, Quinte. So really good job penetrating that time. The Beefeaters defense is not going to take kindly to that.
Nope. But it is a little thing that could give the Skyhawks a little life.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
They get a little bit of energy out of that. The offense. Let's see how the offense now responds to that defensive stop.
we see a lot of substitutions happening early in this game already for both these teams. You know, it's not overly hot, but it is quite muggy. It's a typical fall day in the Forest City, overcast and humid. Back to pass. Great one-handed catch by number 13. It's going to be very little gain on that play. Actually, he's going to be thrown down for a loss of about 3 or 4. But wow, what a great one-handed catch. And again, just nowhere to go right away. Number 21 with the tackle for the Beefeaters. Met him in the
Matt
backfield.
Smith.
Yeah, Matt Smith called his name a couple times already today. He's having himself a good game. Throw him down for a loss of about, I'm going to say about six on that. Second down, we'll say 5.
4.
Second down, second 4. All right. Second and 14. Hear a whistle coming from the sidelines, but play is back in. 2 receivers, 2 by motion the extra fullback over, so now you got double tight ends over in the boundary and a jet sweep motion. Back to pass, scrambling out. Hit.
Anderson keeps it.
By number 14 is the
Brought down
tackler.
by
Kyle Che.
Back
Che.
to the line of scrimmage.
Good job. Look at that's how you break down in the game now. If we can just get that one more time, that look at how he recognizes it, gets off of there. Don't try to attack it too much. Make the guy commit, break down, secure the tackle. Doesn't have to be a highlight film. Not everything has to be.
Not everything has to be a highlight film.
Doesn't always have to be a long ball. Doesn't always have to be a money shot. Love those, 7-8 yard receptions that turn into 40-yard receptions.
Absolutely. But really, a 7-8 yard reception that turns into 12 can
I'll
work
take those
just as
too.
good.
Yep. Good with the kick.
That's not
Touched
even
by
hit the
Drew
ground.
Lawrence at the 45-yard line and goes out
Steps
of
out.
bounds at the 44.
More
So
of an outfielder than an infielder.
first
That
down.
ground ball.
This
Out of
is
bounds
just
at the 45
this is I
yard
think a
line.
design here that you're just
First
trying to
down, Beefeaters.
try to get it towards the sideline, pin them, and just try to squeeze all your coverage over there. Beefeaters have the ball first down at the 45-yard line. 11:48 left to go in the first half. 21 Beefeaters, no scores, Skyhawks. Beefeaters break the huddle. Anthony Pinto in at quarterback. 2-by-2 set. Fullback motion the receiver over, so a 3-by-1 set. Klubine over the right-hand side. Hits it, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, makes another man miss. Keeps his legs driving. Gets the
14
ball.
yard carry.
Gets the ball to the 51-yard line of Quinte. Just a really good job. Again, great job downfield. Look at the linemen down there downfield hustling and making blocks. This is impressive. I really like that. Everyone's got a body. Everyone's digging. Who's this number 8? Let me have number 8 for the Beefeaters. Lounsbury. Wyatt Lounsbury does a great job of just really good block, finishing that,
Yep.
giving the running back a lane. That's what we're trying to do. Pinto back barking out the signals, pulls it this time, pressure coming. Ball is intercepted by the Skyhawks and returned to the 52-yard line.
And that's Jacoby Dillon again.
Yeah, he's this guy's a ball player. I love the effort.
At the 52.
Yep.
This is just unfortunate, but this is, we've both called a little bit of football in our days.
That ball was
That-
just a little bit behind. And
Okay,
without
but
that,
why is that? Because you're rolling out, you're a right-handed quarterback, rolling out to the left, you're throwing a little bit late. Those are 3 things that are going to happen. 2 of them are going to be bad,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what happened. So unfortunate on that. So Quinte does, again, just keep chipping away, chipping away.
Little
Pass
swing,
out wide, falls
just a little bit
incomplete.
overthrown, I think.
Little overthrown.
Anderson's pass
Was
tall.
was a whole host of Beefeaters over there. Got to pick up that block a little bit better there. I think it was number 19 for the Skyhawks. We can just get that one more time if we got it. You got to get that. You have got to secure that block on that tunnel screen.
I agree.
1 receiver to the field, 2 to the boundary, and a fullback. Back to pass.
I think that
Pass
was-
is batted.
Well,
Anderson's
I don't
pass
know
is
much, but I
batted.
know pretty much a 74 is not the
Zach
intended
Jolver.
receiver.
No. In any
Almost
any
1
sport,
degree.
a 7 and a 4 should not be catching the ball.
Third down.
And God bless him for being smart, heads up, recognizing it, because that ball's tipped. That's a live ball now. Anyone can get that. But smart heads up play, good back to punt now. He's going to be standing by the time he kicks this. Well, he's going to be rolling out to the left there. So by the time he kicks it, he's going to be about the 48-yard line. High snap, a little bit of pressure coming. This time straight ahead. Kicks that ball. Again, it's just a boundary kick.
Inside the 20.
It's just a boundary kick, but that's all they're doing. They're just kicking it towards the sidelines, pinning them. Smart, heads up football. Yep, ball's down about the 16. So now, Coach, the Beefeaters get a little bit thinking, okay, we've already got this game won, blah, blah, blah. Hey, wait a second here. Quinte's starting to win the field position battle a little bit more. What do you do?
Oh, with 10-15 left, I just stick to my game plan. Keep pounding the rock, find a little opening, work the clock, just keep working and working. I wouldn't change the game plan right now.
Klubine in the backfield, one receiver to the boundary, two to the field. Fullback is also offset to the left there. Excuse me, the right. Handoff over the right-hand side. Met in the backfield again. Quinte's starting to take over a little bit of possession a little bit here, you know? Playing heads-up smart football. Substitutions coming across there. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 for the Beefeaters. 9:35 left to go in the half. 21 for the Beefeaters. No score, Quinte. But Quinte's really they're battling, and that's what you want to see.
Absolutely. And quite frankly, that was a great play because now you put him into a passing situation.
Four receivers motion over. Pinto, yep, ball's batted down. He's rolling out to the wide side of the field, which is what you want to do, but he's a right-handed quarterback running to his left. It's so hard to flip your hips to get your shoulders in the right position to deliver that ball.
Yeah.
And again, so now you're going to win the field position battle again. Just give the highlight one more time, producer Wonderbread.
I just want to see the number of the...
I think it's number 9.
So Colby Dowell.
Colby Dowell with the bat. Wojnowski standing at the 2-yard line. Kick is away. High kick. Bounces at the 45-yard line.
Got no yards on that.
5-yard no yards call was going to be called.
Picked up by Zaghetti.
Return to the 45-yard line, so Quinte will scrimmage the ball in Beefeater territory at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and I tell you, that first down tackle for no yards.
Yep.
Really kind of starts to give you a little more confidence. It makes you now passing situation. You can call that play based on that pass, and now we flip the field.
Well, and that's exactly we can kind of see it the last couple of series. Is like, okay, well, they're starting to get really good position, getting that ball pinned deep. Handoff inside over the right hand side. He goes. Ben Regier with the tackle, and number 30. And is that Chico?
Yeah.
Marcus Chico Hepburn. After a gain of about 8 yards on that, 9 yards. So Quinte, hurry up to the line of scrimmage.
Trying to make us. Beefs take a timeout, trying to get a substitution in.
Don't forget to keep up with the...
So they had too many men. So Quinte caught it and was trying to get the quick 5 yards on that. So a really good job. Smart heads-up play by Quinte, trying to trap the Beefeaters. Beefeaters going, no, we're not going to have any of that. We'll just use one of our 2 timeouts. So the ball is at the 30-yard line. 2nd and 1. Quinte, who's done, a little bit of shell shock early in this game, has really settled nicely into this ball game. And if I'm the Beefeaters, it's like, maybe it's like, okay, enough is enough. Let's put a drive together here. Let's get a stop
Yeah,
here.
You got to get a stop, put together a drive.
Mark does a great job running the water in, doesn't he?
Yep.
So,
Look at those calves. He looks good doing
he
it.
does. No, no, I'm not going to. There's a referee out here with the best calves I've ever seen in my life. Gord. So Quinte going a lot more tighter inside. Quarterback keeps it.
Anderson.
See where the spot is.
I'm not sure he got that.
He looks short.
Really close.
Gain, 3rd down.
No gain on the play. 3rd down. As we hear the field goal team being called out, I'm not sure. You're down 21. I think I'd rather go for the first down.
These itches, I would go for it, but I'm not the one coaching here.
No, well, exactly. We're not the coaches out there. We've coached this game once or twice, but we're not coaching this game. And again, you know your personnel, know what you've got. So good is the kicker. Snap is down. The kick is away. The 38-yarder is good.
Good.
So
Good for good.
7:30 left to go in the half. The Quinte Skyhawks are on the board, 21-3. The Beefeaters do lead. So now,
I think I'm going to retract my previous statement, because actually, if you know that you have a kicker that can make that field goal, positive points adds a little bit of positivity. There's still quite a lot. There's a lot of time left in this.
There's
game.
There's a lot of football left to be played.
Take the points that you can, that you know you can, and keep going.
Yeah, it just. You're a defensive coach. I'm an offensive coach. Like we've had this discussion on numerous occasions, not on broadcast, obviously, but yes. I'm much more of a it's 2 yards. Let's go for it. Let's run this. Yeah. Anyone who knows me, hey, let's run the out. Yeah. So Pinto hands the ball off. Klubine over the left-hand side, juking and jiving. Makes a man miss, keeps his legs going beyond the 50-yard line. Good hustle. That's the answer that I think the Beefeaters is like, okay, let's go out. Let's establish this again. That's why you wrap up. You pushed him back, but he kept. Klubine is so hard to bring down. He's a dynamic. He's got great feet and really good balance.
And truthfully, that DB, first guy in, you don't have to bring him down, but you do have to wrap him up and hold on and hope your guys get there.
So again, a heavy formation here for the Beefeaters. Handoff to Klubine over the left-hand side. Short gain on the play.
Klubine working the left
gain. I'm going to say a gain of about 1, maybe 2 on that.
Yeah, they give him about a yard.
Picked up a couple. 2nd down.
So again, they're trying to reestablish that line of scrimmage. And again, knowing Coach Schneider, he's like, okay, let's put some stuff on film. Let's put some more stuff on film. Because again, these Beefeaters will travel to the Hammer next weekend to play the Hurricanes on Sunday.
Okay.
2nd down, and they're going to give him 3 yards on that. Well, got more than I thought. 2nd down and 7 here. Pinto hands the ball off straight ahead. Klubine could be off to the races here. Makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. 40 down to the 30. Keeps driving down to the 25-yard line. Wow. Great balance and great vision. Klubine, great kick-out block there as well by a puller. Just really good vision. Good job getting downfield to Pesh.
And number 94, Cozy Stewart, leading the way.
Just a really, I really like Klubine. It's kind of it's like a 3-headed hydra. The Beefeaters running attack here, and again, LJ Dyer gets most of the attention, as he should. He's a different kind of running back. Did they just call the timeout? Yeah, the Beefeaters just called timeout. So, Quinte called timeout. My apologies. Thank you very much to the officials who were sitting right beside us and correcting me during live broadcast. But again, really good job. When I was going back to the Hydra effect, you can really attack every different level. LJ Dyer is much more of a physical, like straight ahead. I'm going to run you over. Bluebind, as you've seen it, I can make a guy miss. I can make another guy miss. But don't be mistaken. This guy is not a scat back. He can stick his foot in the ground and go.
Oh yeah, you can see it after he gets that second level running through defenders. But he still has those little. It just takes a little bit of movement to get an edge.
So first down for the Beefeaters. The ball is at the 30-yard line. Left hash coming out of the timeout here. One receiver to the each side of the field. Double tight end set. Handoff straight ahead. Just dragging tacklers with them. Prosper the ball carrier on that.
So that's your third head.
There's your third part of the Hydra.
Inside the 10, first and goal, Beefeaters.
So the Beefeaters first and goal here. 5 minutes left to go in the first half, 21-3. This has been the drive that I wanted the Beefeaters to answer with. This is, let's go back and just enough of this. Let's play big boy football and let's hit some people.
Let's be who we are.
Yeah, that's exactly it. A little bit of a high snap. Prosper the ball carrier met at the 5, tackled about the 3-yard line. Good job by number 7. Anderson with the tackle.
Inside the 5, second and goal.
I was really impressed with that tackle. It's a smaller body, it's a bigger body, but you just make sure you get the shoulder pads on, get a nice shot, wrap him up, and bring him down. That was a great solo tackle.
Like I said, they're not the biggest team. They don't have the biggest numbers. Fundamentally, this is a solid team.
Yes.
Second and goal. Timeout, Beefeaters. So now
4:05 left in the half.
4:05 left to go in the first half. 21-3 Beefeaters. Second and goal from the 2-yard line. Coach, put your coaching hat on. What do you like? What are you doing?
Well, I tell you, if I'm the Beefeaters, I'm just going to keep doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm running between those tackles, and I'm going to say I got 2 shots at it right from here. And if I'm Quinte, we have to be really sound gap control defense.
Are you bringing any pressure? Are you selling out?
I would definitely be bringing some linebackers. I'm bringing 6, maybe 7. We'll go 0 on the outside.
We see way off in the distance, the London International Air Show is on this weekend. We do have remnants of planes flying over during this game. Beefeaters break the huddle. Pinto in the pistol formation. Fullback offset to the left. 1 running back. 1 receiver to the far side of the field. Handoff. Nowhere to go. Big number 66 in the tackle. Third down for the Beefeaters.
That's
from the 2.
Berkeley Banlovich again.
They've
We've called
got
his out a couple times
Yeah,
as well.
they've got some athletes on this team. And this is the problem, with a lot of, I'd say, smaller centers. Quinte is, I think this is their 3rd year in existence.
Yeah.
It takes time to build it, but from day one, I've really liked what they've done. Pinto in at quarterback, offset off to the right. Prosper's hitting the backfield. This time he does get into the end zone. Touchdown, as we see late flags here. Fortunately, this one's going to be a 15-yarder against Quinte at the end here. Prosper just taking that over the right-hand side, sticking your foot in the ground. Give the young lad some confidence on that.
Yeah, and Luca Rosello. Great block on the edge.
So that's the one thing the Beefeaters do pride themselves in, and that's why it was kind of a point earlier in the broadcast we were trying to make. is they're really, really aggressive. They get their linemen downfield blocking. Everybody, you got a hat, go find a hat.
Well, it was one thing getting your linemen downfield blocking, but when you get your receivers blocking, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, and again, as you know, you and I have coached again. Yeah, I've coached receivers a lot, and I always used to tell our receivers all the time, look, we got 50 offensive plays. How many passes the Beefeaters throw in this first half here? Okay, 3, maybe 4. Okay,
Maybe 4.
so your 3 receivers, you're targeted once maybe in the game. What are you going to do to stay on the field the other 49 plays? You better make a block. Kick is good by Wojnowski, 28-3, 3:22 left to go. Again, Quinte has used both their timeouts. Beefeaters have used both their timeouts. Quinte has used one in the first half. So
I agree. Yeah.
Don't forget.
Be interesting to see how Quinte comes out and plays this here.
Railway City Brewing, Pro Function Sports Injury Clinic, Christmas Country
So
and the Covent Garden Market.
we do see
Under Armour, London Source for Sports, Leuna, McCabe Promotions.
they're going to be
Safeco
kicking off
Electric,
way
Post
deep.
Group, Paradox Sands, Alfredo and his team at Sunfest.
It's going to be a
Battlefield
15-yard
Rentals,
penalty
LBS
after
Group,
the play.
Employment, RCA Accounting, Size Lanes and Lounge.
So this is going
Oh,
to
the
be
30-yard line?
no, because it was against Quinte, so we're going to go up from the 45,
Oh, sorry.
15.
Thank you for your
The Beefeaters are going to be kicking this ball realistically from the 50-yard line.
Just got to email sponsorship at LondonBeefeaters.org and our crack.
Because you got that 15-yarder,
They're actually really good looking too. We'll get a hold of you.
and this has a chance of going for a rouge
Yep.
by the time they line this ball up here. As we're just waiting for the ball to come back into play here. Throw it back, drop the ball in the back of the end zone, catch the ball, right Wonder Bread.
Kicking off from the Quinte 50, I believe, on a UR.
So yeah, they're correcting it. The ball will be kicked off from the 50-yard line for the Beefeaters. So this is going to be in the end zone, most likely, unless you want a directional to a point here and take a shot going downfield. Again, just another thing to put on film is what you're maybe looking at here.
Yeah.
So Wojnowski,
Well, from midfield, he hit like midway through the upright. So
yeah, this has a chance. Like I said, this has a chance of being a rouge here. So the play is blowing in. Wojnowski lining up. The kick is away. It is a line drive kick bouncing in the end zone.
it's coming out.
Gets it out.
Hepburn,
on the tackle.
gets
Takes him out about the 15-yard line. So
First
first down for the Skyhawks.
About the 13-yard line, first down for the Skyhawks.
Coach, catch the ball in the air. Saves you 15 yards.
Yep.
Catches that in the air. You can attack that a little bit more, and you're probably looking about the 20, 25-yard line
I
on that
agree.
return.
But the undisciplined play, because now it limits what you can do with your offense being pinned back this deep.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. So 3:16 left to go in the half. We're going to probably have 1 or 2 plays, then the 3-minute warning. Beefeaters have been very, very successful of rallying to the football. Noah Williams has had himself a great half, making a couple big plays early in this game. And again, just good coverage downfield, nowhere really to go. A couple of spectacular catches by the Skyhawks in this ball game as well. 2 receivers to the field, 3 receivers to the field, inside handoff to number 1, nowhere to go, met in the backfield. Just, wow, just pressure right away. 93.
London Dawson.
London Dawson with the big tackle there, throwing him down for a loss. About a half yard. I'm going to say no gain on the play. Second down and 10 for the Skyhawks. 3-minute warning is about to be blown in. 28 Beefeaters, 3 for the Skyhawks as Quinte breaks the huddle. Ball is on the right hash mark. 2 receivers to the field. Motion over to the second receiver to the field. 1 on the boundary now. Little slip pass coming up, taking a shot downfield. Complete to the tight end, number 83. Reception of a goat. 15 yards, first down, Quinte.
Josh Beal with the reception and Zach Hepburn with the tackle.
Yep. So again, it's just get that replay one more time. It's the out concept. It's the clear out right there. It doesn't matter where it's coming from.
Yep.
It's that layer of the out. It's so hard to cover. And Hepburn, he was in position for it. But he's got so much ground to cover. It's virtually impossible to stop that row combination. 2 receivers to the field, 1 to the boundary. Inside handoff, straight ahead, gain of a couple on that. 35, 18, 21. Pick a number. They're around there for the Beefeaters. About 7 or 8 different Beefeaters could have been credited with that tackle. Gain of about 1. Second down and 9. Coach, what do you got?
Second down.
Well, well, since we've been seeing those level outs a little bit, I might want to look at maybe running something a little bit more vertical, maybe a smash concept, something that is just a little different than what we've already seen, especially with how low these DBs are playing.
Second receiver motioned over to the field, barking out the signals.
Looked offside. Free play.
Free play, zipped out to the back. Met right away by number 21. It's all going to be for naught. It's going to be offside for the Beefeaters. This is going to be moved up 5 yards, and we're going to be repeating second down here. We can get that replay one more time. I think it was the left end here.
Outside backer.
Yep.
Sam Backer. At the field, yeah.
So unfortunately, when you make a play, we get to say your name. Kyle Shea, you're offside. So offside on the Beefeaters, 5-yard penalty. It's going to be second and about 3 here for Quinte.
Oh, they
offside is a call against the Skyhawks.
I did not see
did
that.
not see that.
Take the play. Third down it is.
We can
Right
get
here,
that.
the outside receiver.
Okay, that's right. Because the defense and
Right there, you can see the outside
Yep.
receiver's already
yep,
out to
but
the 30.
there's a flag on this side of the field too. Was he calling the far side receiver being offside? So, right call. Don't agree with it. 1:30 left to go. The punt is away. It's a short kick. Flag on the play because this hit him. So this is
The ball hit
it's
him.
a
That would be
5-yard.
no
It's a
yard.
5-yard penalty. It's still no yards. It hit his foot. It clearly hit his foot. So this is going to be moved up 5 yards. The Beefeaters are going to have the ball at the 51-yard line. First down with a $1:27 left to go and a 28-3 lead for the Beefeaters.
We got a no yard.
Oh, we got multiple flags, actually. We got a flag way at the end, back at the end of the play.
And possibly roughing the kicker.
So it's interesting that, well, the roughing the kicker will.
I'm not a ref and I don't play one on TV. I think we might have a do-over.
Roughing the kicker might give him a first down.
That's going to supersede it. Because it's after the no yards is technically an after the play, after a possession. That was with possession. So is this a
Well, the no yards and the roughing the kicker would both be against the Beefeaters.
no, it hit the Quinte. Hit the Quinte player in the bounce out of bounds.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's a 5-yard no yards
Say it
call.
with me.
So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty even if you offset them. Roughing is going to be the 15-yarder. You're going to get a 10-yard penalty. It should be a first down for the Skyhawks.
Do we have that that play?
Do we have that replay, producer Melrose? Oh, it's definitely roughing the
Definitely
kicker.
roughing the
Okay.
kicker.
So and then right there you see at the very end of it, you can see the ball does clearly hit the Quinte defender as well.
Yeah.
Now he is blocked into him though.
Yeah,
but it doesn't
I
matter.
don't think that matters, but
No. But the roughing the kicker is
isn't a major foul an automatic first down?
it should be, yeah.
What I'm seeing there was contacting the kicker is the call, not roughing the kicker. And a 15-yard, no yards. So back it up a little bit, and we'll do third down again. Special teams excitement.
Well, 127 left to go. Third down and 14 for Quinte. Good is back to kick.
I think they're going to have to explain the play to the Quinte coach. Quinte coach is not happy, and quite frankly, I don't blame them.
No, neither do I. But so Good is back to punt. Slow hanging snap. Got pressure again. Lawrence with the return. He's got a head of steam this time. Takes it beyond the 40-yard line to about the 37, 38-yard line. First down for the Beefeaters. You saw pressure coming right away there. Remember we talked about catching it in the air 15 yards? Here's the perfect example. Okay?
Absolutely.
So that ball was returned to the 32-yard line for the Beefeaters, and they're already in Wojnarowski's field goal range.
Yeah, but if I'm Coach Snyder right now, this is where I want to work my 2-minute offense. I want to put together some plays, try to get this thing in the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get another touchdown on this. So Pinto, who has gone the distance, Klubine is the backfield. Little read, good pressure coming, good blitz pickup. Pinto scrambling out to the right-hand side and out of bounds. Great. I want to show this again. Look at the blitz pickup by Pinto, or excuse me, by Klubine. 86 was coming. I believe it's 86. He's coming up. 66, excuse
66,
me. Yeah.
Berkeley Banovic.
He was absolutely coming on the blitz. Klubine stands his ground, absorbs it, saves his quarterback to play another snap because, man, that was a collision.
Doing fantastic work over there. Please support.
So the Beefeaters with the ball, 109 left to go. Second and after the gain of 5, would seem like about a 50-yard run for Pinto. Gain of 5 on there. Beefeaters spread out, 2 receivers to each side of the field, 3 receivers over to the field, 2 to the boundary, 1 running back in the backfield. Freeze call, nobody moved, reset. Pinto now barking out the signals. Taking a shot, pass is complete. Short little, just a little Hawaii route or a little hook route. Complete to number 5, I believe it was. Rossiello with the reception. First down, Beefeaters. 50 seconds left to go.
You can see Quinte was playing off, and that little hook just sat right down and first down.
Clock is running, 1 minute left to go. Hand off to Klubine, straight ahead. Look at him, he's still just he was wrapped up by number 66 by the Skyhawks. But look at this, look at the feet just driving still. Unbelievable. This kid's got great foot action, keeps grinding. Should have been, that's the run that he breaks in the third and fourth quarter and goes for 60, 70 yards, In that particular case, it was only a 3-yard gain, but just I love this kid's motor.
The clock's running.
2-by-2 set for the Beefeaters. Handoff to Klubine, takes it over the right-hand side. Klubine's got a chance to go to the end zone here. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Beefeaters! And there you go. Just a really great motor on Joel Klubine.
I tell you, that little off-tackle play for them has been a play that they can count on when they're into these 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8 situations.
We can get this replay one more time, producer Melrose. Watch the D end here. He's frozen. This is what Pinto does does early in this game. Is he takes that, he takes that, he takes that. Now the guy's in no man's land. He can't play the quarterback, and he can't play the running back, and now he can't make a play at all, and that's exactly what happened. That's set up earlier in that game by him taking that ball and going 35, barring the extra point. The kick is good. 35-3, the Beefeaters lead. 34 seconds left to go in the first half here from Citywide Field in the Forest City, London, Ontario. Coach, you got a long bus ride here. You got a long bus ride back.
So you might as well just play.
What type of adjustments are we making at halftime here? Because what kind of got you to the dance here today is not working.
Well, I think, when you start looking at on the offensive side of the ball here, I think they need to start spreading out. They're still sticking in with those tight ends, and I don't know if they have it in their set or not, but maybe getting those wide receivers, spread that defense out a little bit, and because right now they're just keeping everyone in tight in that box.
If you're gonna play in a phone booth, you better be able to punch somebody in the mouth, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Quinte's not. They're not physically big enough to play that brand of football against the Beefeaters. Wojnowski lines up to kick the ball. The kick is away. It's a shorter, higher kick. Fielded about the 25-yard line, takes it over the left-hand side, all the way down to about the 30. I think it was number 82 with the reception.
83, Josh Beal.
So a little bit shorter of a kick. Again, not trying to. I as a special team coach, I've always told my kickers never kick it to the guys right in the back. They're back there for a reason. I don't want to, with 30 seconds left to go in the half, I don't want to give their playmakers the ball in their hand and a lot of real estate to make a decision.
Yeah, I agree. This time in the game, let's just keep everything nice and safe and let our defense out here. Our defense is playing great, so let them come out and just play.
First down for the Skyhawks. Ball's at the 30-yard line. 2 receivers to the field, 1 of the boundary. Handoff inside, nowhere to go. Kind of story today.
Yeah, that's Noah again.
Penetration from the Beefeater front. Just really a good job. Flags on the play.
Possibly some exuberance. Maybe some shenanigans.
15-yard shenanigans against the Beefeaters. So the one thing that can happen in a game like this is composure, composure, composure. These are 18 to 22-year-old kids, okay? They think they're men. They're not. They're kids, okay? We're a couple elderly statesmen, to say. We've got a lot of salt in our beards, not a lot of pepper left, but these guys here, they play with enthusiasm. You got to play with composure as well. Back to pass. Scanning the field, trying to hit that mesh route. Good coverage by the Beefeaters. Number 38 with the coverage for the Beefs.
By Trent Ingram, second down.
Just a really good job of tracking that all the way across. Is that Ingram, number 38?
That's Emmett Howard.
Howard with the coverage for the Beefeaters. Second down and 10. 19 seconds left to go. Do you run the ball and try to get out of the half here?
That's what I would do.
Beefeaters are out of timeouts. Quinte does have one. You could probably just take a knee and get out of half.
Let's get out of half. Let's make our adjustments. And
motion over to trips to the field. They've had success with that tunnel screen. There it is. A little slant pass to the running back. Nowhere to go. He would have been in big trouble there right away. Number 38 with coverage for the Beefeaters was right there. And unfortunately, you're going to punt the ball away again with 15 seconds left. So not a lot of success on that particular drive. Yeah, like what we were talking about, halftime adjustments. I'm kind of like you, do we have another set, or is this kind of what is this what we are? We're a 2 tight end and 3 receiver team with a running back. Quinte calls timeout. Their second and final timeout of the half. I like what they were doing midway through that, first quarter, where you can kind of see them, they kind of took control of the game a little bit with the field position thing, and it paid off for them. It got them the field goal.
I think it started with that interception. That interception kind of gave them a little life, gave them the field position.
A play here and a play there, and then again, when 37 tracked LJ Dyer down on that run, got him down to the 5-yard line. The effort plays. That's what I'm telling my kids right now. Is I don't want to see easy scores or easy anythings. I want effort on every play. Drew Lawrence returns out beyond the 30-yard line, keeps his leg driving, still going, flags down. Drew Lawrence returns it to about the 46, 47-yard line, but again, flags on the play. Really good return by Drew Lawrence.
Oh, there's a block in the back there.
Yeah, there it is. So it's going to be going back 10 yards at that point. 1 second left to go in the first half. 35 for the Beefeaters, 3 for Quinte. Good with the points for the Skyhawks. Number of touchdown carriers for the Beefeaters. Yeah. LJ Dyer with 2, Klubine with 2, and I think Pinto with the 5th one.
The 5th one, yes.
So really spreading that around. A lot of success in here. We thank you very much for joining us here on London Beefeater Television from Citywide Field. We're moving that back way back, and I expect Coach Snyder just to go under and take a knee here. Hall of Fame game, here for the Beefeaters as we're inducting a number of outstanding Beefeaters from the past. So that celebration will be happening at halftime. We thank you very much for joining us here. We'll be taking a break at half. My name is Ron Forwerda, joined by Coach Depeche Maniar. We thank you very much for joining us here. We're going to have one more play. Quick recap to go into the halftime. Beefeaters scored on their first and second play of the game. LJ Dyer with about a 60-yard scamper. Klubine with about a 49-yard scamper. And the Beefeaters were off and running 14-0. Then we saw Pinto keep the ball. No, we saw LJ Dyer on that third down.
Yeah.
On that third and goal for the Beefeaters to go up 21. Then the Skyhawks scored the field goal to go 21-3. Then we saw Pinto. No, we saw Klubine and the other running back for the Beefeaters.
Prosper.
Yeah. He got the 5th one. So all 3 running backs for the Beefeaters have tasted the end zone.
One thing I've noticed is we haven't seen LJ backs really for the entire second quarter. It's just been Prosper and Klubine.
Yeah, and is this by design, or did something happen on that where you chased down? And again, we do see the Beefeater starting quarterback George Dennis in a walking boot this week, so that was unfortunate. That's where you saw Pinto going the distance in here. So again, just a really great job here for the Beefeaters. Pretty much a flawless half, for a run-based team. We've run power, we've run power, we've run power. We've run it to all 3 of our running backs, and they've all had success. So we're going to take a break for you guys.
There's been a couple penalties that we need to clean up, right? So if I'm Coach Snyder, at least I can talk about that.
Yep, exactly. So there's things to clean up. But again, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Thank you very much for joining us here on Beefeater TV. And welcome back to Citywide Field here in the Forest City for this CJFL action, the London Beefeaters and these Quinte Skyhawks. Again, thank you very much for joining us. We had an extended halftime break as the London Beefeaters introduced their 2023 Hall of Fame class. And again, my name is Ron Fawerda, and I'm joined on commentary today by the coach, Depeche Maniar. The Melroses are producing, Tommy Silcox, all kinds of great people around here today. Depeche, first thoughts of the first half.
Well, my first thoughts are, Quinte just has to find a way to stop that run, and I think if they could just, like I said at in the fourth quarter, they need to find a way to spread out that defense.
Yeah, again, but if what got you to the dance is this two tight end set, which is we're pretty sure that's what they have. They've got some athletes, and I liked what they did in the second quarter there for a little bit, where you could kind of see the field position changing a little bit here. And Quinte will receive the second half kickoff, so after that extended break at halftime, I want to see a drive come together for again, we're playing coach for Quinte here. I want to see a drive.
Yeah.
Obviously I need points. You're almost to the point now where it's like this game might be all but over. But I want to see. I like to compete in this team, and I want to see the compete continue, and I want to see a drive, and I want to see some points, and I want to see a sustained drive. I don't want to see a 2 or 3 play drive. I want to see a drive with like 6 or 7 plays where we move the sticks. And let's try to get some positive yards here. Beefeaters will kick the ball off. Wojciechowski drives that down. It is fielded at the 10-yard line, starts returning it over the right-hand side, switches it back over the left, swung back into the middle of the field, returned to about the 25-yard line
Down by number 52.
for the Skyhawks. So ball's in the middle of the field.
First down, 20.
Good coverage by the Beefeaters, 52-5 for the Beefeaters.
It's Mo Alcawaja and Luca Rossello.
Yeah, Rossello's had himself a decent half. He's been around the ball a number of times. So Quinte breaks the huddle. One receiver, same formation we've seen pretty much standard all day. 2 receivers to the field, 1 on the boundary, 2 tight ends, and a running back in there. Pistol formation, little play action, back to pass. Ball is tipped right away. Good pressure by the Beefeaters, and if ball's incomplete, second down, Noah Williams provides the pressure and does bat that ball away at the pass. So good start for the Beefeaters here in the third quarter. Again, now let's play London. Hey, look, this game's not over. We haven't won anything yet. We want to keep establishing the line of scrimmage is the key. We want to maintain both sides. We want our offensive line to fire off, and we want our defensive line to get penetration.
We don't want to give them any life. We want really to continue to dominate, be physical, and really put this team away and play 4 solid quarters, regardless of the score.
And maintain composure. No stupid penalties. No, extracurricular activities. No, we have a game next week. We're a little bit banged up after the St. Clair game last week. Let's get everybody in there. Let's get some players rested. This is also a great opportunity for some of the younger players that don't get a lot of reps, to get some real game live action here. Good is back to kick. Punt is away, driven down, pressure, caught by, is that Lawrence?
Yeah, that's Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence takes it out. Flag, and there's one of those flags that we said we don't want to see. To return to the 45-yard line, I think you're going to get Hepburn on the block in the back here.
I believe so as well.
So good job making the first man miss. So,
illegal block was the call against the
going to go back. So the ball will be placed at the 55-yard line, so right at center field for the Beefeaters. 1st and 10 here. We see Pinto coming back out for the Beefeaters. And you were right. This is something else that we see LJ Dyers in the second half of this game, or do we keep going with what has got us to the dance so far today?
I mean,
There you go, folks. You've witnessed history.
I think we
Thank you for being a part of the
keep
insurance
both
ceremony of the 2023 class of the
both
Hall of Fame.
Prosper and
Klubine.
and Klubine. Let's keep those guys going.
So Pinto in at quarterback, 3 receivers to the field, 2 to the boundary, motion over, inside handoff. And the ball was actually fumbled.
Prosper on the carry.
Prosper looks like he recovered it for the Beefeaters.
He
Back
did.
immediately, 77.
Good pressure there by Quinte right off the hop there.
Travels with a big family, I see.
Loss of about 3 on that play.
13.
2nd down and 13 for the Beefeaters.
That ball was late getting into his belly.
Yeah, the whole timing just looked off a little bit right from the very beginning. Like even the motion down to bring the extra blocker down, it looked a little bit off. Well, 2 receivers to the field, 2 to the boundary, 3 to the field. Little jet sweep to Tavis Gall on the jet sweep action, taking it over the left-hand side, all the way down to the 40, inside about the 35-yard line. Flags on the play. Tavis Gall, kid out of Woodstock, out of College Avenue, somebody I know very, very well. I think it's coming back on a hold, though, unfortunately, for the Beefeaters. So is it after yards gained? No, it's not.
It does not.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, so it's going to be going back. So we're going to have a 2nd down and about 23 here for the Beefeaters.
Call against the Beefeaters. Back it up.
Well, that is one thing I know about Coach Snyder. He doesn't have a lot of 2nd and 23 plays in his book.
No, do you believe it or not, most offensive coaches don't.
I know.
You know, we that's those kind of the plays you say, well, okay, well, what do we want to get a chunk of yards back so we can, get some decent field position here with a punt here. 4 receivers to the field, 1 to the boundary, 1 running back in.
Quinte is playing with a lot of space, a lot of distance.
Pinto rolling out to the left, looking for a blocker or 2, cuts it back over the middle, takes it beyond the 50-yard line, down to the 40. Really close. I think he got enough for the 1st down.
Looks like a
Scrambled
first down.
for about 25 yards. 1st down, Beefeaters. Sometimes
That's
you
why
don't have a 2nd and 23
Yeah.
play, but you get a 2nd and 23 play.
Yeah, well, and that's why I was talking about how deep they had about 4 or 5 guys deep in that play, playing the sticks and backing off, leaving that kind of space, and I was a little bit worried for them.
Yeah, they had like
that
6
was,
guys up at the line of scrimmage, and they looked like they were all coming as well.
Yeah.
3-by-2 set. Correct? Yeah, 3-by-2 set there. Inside handoff. New running back in for the Beefeaters. That is number 26.
Gearling on the carry.
Gearling with his first carry of the day.
30-yard line.
Breerling, excuse me,
just
with a
a
B.
Breerling.
Breerling. Good gain of 12 yards on the play. 1st down for the Beefeaters. And again, it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep running that power. It's just another running back that the Beefeaters have. Another guy with power, another guy with explosion. 2-by-2 set, fullback offset. 3-by-2, 3 to the boundary, 2 to the field. Motion the receivers. Inside handoff. Met by Breerling.
Gearling.
Number 33 for the Skyhawks. Number 66 and 77 also in there.
Braden Kinmond is number 33.
And we got Mackenzie Dunfor, excuse me, with the tackles. We've said number 66 name a number of times here.
Yeah, that's Berkeley.
Yeah, so he's had himself a whale of a game for Quincy. 2nd down and 10 for the Beefeaters. 2-by-2, 3-by-2 set. Motion the fullback over. Inside handoff on the power play. good gain of about 9 yards, it looked like. Really close.
We got the first down.
That
You
was,
know, Rod, we've been talking about the 3 running backs that have come in and now the 4th running back that's come in. But what about that O-line?
yeah, the O-line is starting to rotate some player. Again, Kevin Richard is playing center today because the regular center, Clulo, is being suspended for this game, unfortunately. I was talking to him a little bit earlier today. And again, unfortunate, but the offensive line has done a really great job. We're going to show some of those guys out in a minute there. Again, trying to take it over the right-hand side, met right away. Prospa was met right away. Good push by, I believe it was 98 for the Skyhawks.
Gain of a couple, maybe 1, 2nd and 9.
Receiver was pushed back into the
that was Gall.
Yeah, Gall got pushed back into the running back on that, unfortunately.
Popped right up, though.
Yep. I like Tavis. Tavis is a good kid, tough player, smart. He's got, again, first-year player for the Beefeaters. This is what I really like. You're starting to get some valuable playing time for some of these kids who realistically, you know, this is the chance for these guys to shine and get some playing time for next year. Again, the Beefeaters have done a great job. Coach Snyder is always recruiting. Oh, he's already recruiting for next year. You know, and so that's just something that the Beefeaters do. They keep churning them in, turning them out, and Coach Snyder and his staff does a great job of every time just looking around, trying to find the next great offensive lineman. You know, we're talking about the offensive line and such. You know, a shout out to these guys, Richard and Nemeth, and
we got one down right now. I can't see the number on him.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately one of the offensive linemen. I think that's the guard. I'm not 100% sure. I'll check that when he comes up. But a gain of about 6 on that play. That's going to bring up a third down and about 2 here. Good to see the young man coming up under his own power.
Kevin Ricard banged up on that play.
Well, that is the center, Kevin Ricard.
Oh, Kevin Ricard. So now all of a sudden, who's coming in to do the snapping duty. So the Beefeaters break the huddle.
Noah Williams played on
long snap. So this is a field goal attempt here for the Beefeaters. Wojnowski will take this down about the 20-yard line. So the 20-yard field goal attempt for the Beefeaters.
And that's Jared Foreman is snapping.
Good job by Foreman. Snap is down. The kick is away. It is good. 38-3. Beefeaters lead. 8:37 left to go in the third quarter. And again, really good job. Good drive. Good to see some other kids getting the touches, you know. Gall on the jet sweep, unfortunately, came back, and again, the other running back for the Beefeaters,
Justin Burling.
Yeah, Burling. He again just.
It's a great run.
It's another guy that looks kind of eerily familiar, you know, where they're all it's like, hey, there's another one that runs with power and runs with vision and can make a guy miss or two. So Quinte elects to take the ball at the 35-yard line. Clock is blowing in. 2 receivers to the field, 1 to the boundary, double tight end set. Number 8 is still in the quarterback for Quinte. That is Patrick Anderson. He's gone all the way here for the Skyhawks. Back to pass, rolling to his right, slips it off, complete to number 13. Makes the first man miss. Keeps going up the sidelines. A little bit of action. Good cleanup tackle at the end there. It was number 54 for the Beefeaters.
It's about 9.
Out of bounds, close to the first down.
You're really close to the first down. Yeah, we're going to say it's about
it back to about 7-yard gain.
7 or 8 yard gain on that. Okay.
And parents and family of current Beefeaters love to have you guys hang around too, because the guys are going to kind of hang out a little bit. see some of these old dudes. But love to have you guys hang around for a little bit too.
So it was one of the linemen for Quinte that was a little banged up on that.
Riley Love.
Right?
Yeah. So good to see again. You know, we never want to see a player hurt on any play, in any game at any time. The big boys, we just don't have enough of them. So we always want to make sure that we've got these guys protected. So, you know, Mom and Dad, he was walking off under his own power. He looks to be fine. He's going to be okay. Don't worry about that. Motion over to the second receiver to the field, one to the boundary. Double tight end set. Anderson pressure right away. Passes knocked down.
Anderson under pressure.
Looked like Dahlberg applying the pressure there for the Beefeaters. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 for the Skyhawks. And this time we see Quinte, they're leaving their offense out pretty much the rest of the game at this point.
Yeah.
So it's good to see. Let's see him get a conversion here. Let's get this thing going. 3rd down and 3. Quinte with the ball. 7:39 left to go. 3rd quarter. 38-3. Beefeaters lead. Anderson barking out the signals. Back to pass. Throws it out. No receiver there. Falls incomplete. Turn it over on downs. 1st down for the Beefeaters. What were you thinking there? I can see what he was looking at.
He double clutched it, which I think gave that defense time to react and get in the area.
I think if we can get that one more time, producer Melrose, look at the tight end, 83, trying to escape. Just good coverage overall.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he quite had the time. He had number 13 coming out of here, and 13 was bumped coming off out of the backfield. But you motion them back in. So Beefeaters back in business here. 42-yard line. Inside handoff.
Prosper again.
Prosper with the carry. Gain of about 2 on that. 2nd down. 3 receivers to the field that time.
2nd down.
That's Steven Anderson making the tackle.
Pinto has gone wire to wire so far. Be interesting to see if we can get some of these other quarterbacks in here. Love to see a kid that we know quite well, who's next up on the depth chart. When he comes in, we'll be singing his praises soon enough. 2x2 set on this receiver. This time it's 3. Jet sweep. Pinto pulls it. Good block downfield. Prosper did a good job of blocking down that. Pinto's going to come up short of the 1st down. He's going to carry that ball to about the 35-yard line.
2 yards short of the line of game. 3rd down.
Down to the 34, my apologies. So, 3rd down and 2 for the Beefeaters. Yep.
It's one of those plays. It's a little too far to kick a field goal, and a punt doesn't get you too many.
You know, I've seen Wooch hit these, you know, in games, but this is, you know, this is one of those. Let's try to, you know, this is situational football at this point. Hey, with the championships on, let's run this and let's try to get this stuff done. Love the cross action in the backfield. Carry, he got about, he needed 2, he got about 3. That's going to be a 1st down for the Beefeaters. Move the sticks.
1st down, Beefeaters.
So there's one of those classic power plays. It's a misdirection power. You're showing power to the one side and you come back underneath it. And that's another staple of Coach Schneider team.
Tell you, it's hard as a linebacker. You see that power going one way, you just gotta.
Especially when you're told follow the guard, follow the guard, follow the guard. Inside handoff, number 28 with the carry. That's Prosper with the carry. And now we get to sing the praises of a young man we know very, very well, Damon Barrell, the Laurier grad, in at quarterback for the Beefeaters. Coach,
well,
you've had him. I've had him
for some time. You know, he's a great kid. It's great to see him out here. Absolutely. He's actually a very good friend of my son's as well. So
Flags on the
Oh,
play.
and he got to keep the ball.
No, he handed that off. No, that was to
David
Prosper.
Barrow
That was.
on the keeper.
Did he seriously?
He kept that ball. He kept that
Flags
ball
on
and
the play.
followed him.
Oh, Damon, don't do that.
And actually, I think
So funny.
I think he did hand it off, or Prosper did take it because he just followed Prosper, knowing that's
Yeah.
where the blocking was going.
Funny story. I coached Damon and a number. I've coached probably about 40 of the kids playing on the Beefeaters at one point or another. Damon was actually a running back for us back in the day, and we used to just tell him, just make a block, son. You're not the fastest kid in the world, but again, just absolutely adore the kid. He great family, great individual, just like a really good kid, and great to see him playing and handoff.
Oh, a little overthrown.
Little overthrown. He knew it too. He had him. Barrow had him. I thought he actually handed that off, but he pulled it so quick that he just didn't quite set his feet.
Sometimes he's a little too open. I think David got a little excited.
Get those great big, deer in a headlight look about you.
Yeah.
It's like, I got to throw in here, and it's like, not quite, son. But again, we're kidding about Damon. Again, just a fantastic kid. Barrow's not quarterback here. Back to pass, trying to throw it again. Same play. It is completed to number 32. Touchdown, Beefeaters. Number 32, Brody Gowley. And Damon Barrow with the touchdown pass. The first in the air for the Beefeaters today.
Yep.
That's another classic play from the Beefeaters. And Coach Snyder loves to bring that third or that fullback in to show that extra block and just do a little bit of a leak out on that. So another really good play design. Pinto back into the game to hold this. Wojnowski snap is down, the kick is away, and it is good. 4:28 left to go. 45 for the Beefeaters. It's the late flags. We can't be doing this. This is what I was talking about, composure. And we could have had another one there at the end, but they didn't do it. They didn't throw it. So the Quinte the Quinte referees were not happy with the players' conduct, as well as I'm assuming this is going to be going against Quinte by the reaction of the bench. So Damon Barrow with the touchdown pass. Again, Pesh, you coach at Laurier High School. You've coached at Laurier High School for a number of years.
I have. It was David himself. He's one of those quiet leaders.
Yeah.
Until he's not. Is what I would say.
Yeah, until he doesn't need to be quiet anymore.
Yeah.
But just like an outstanding individual. I've known his dad. I've coached with his dad, Andrew, for a number of years as well. Andrew, I don't know if you're here or if you're listening. We were thinking about you, big guy, and love to see you sometime. But just solid kid, just football IQ. He's a smart kid. He understands the game. He understands where the ball needs to be placed. And like a lot of young players, you see it, you kind of like, shoot, I pulled that a little bit too quick, but I love the fact that Coach Snyder came right back to it the next play.
Gave him that other shot. That's great. And, at these points of the game where you can get these guys rolling, give them confidence, because you never know. You never know when you might need to bring a player in. It might just be for a series, but it could be a key series.
Kick is away from the 50-yard line into the end zone. It goes, and they give up the Rouge. So 46-3 Beefeaters lead.
Skyhawks 35-yard line. Back one more on 40.
Quinte will get the ball at the 35.
Kind of last chance to get your 50-50 tickets. Should be a good one.
Coach, what do you like? What play? You're down. You're down a lot here. You know, you're obviously not winning this game at this point. You know, let's call it what it is.
Yeah, I think you know what you just got to start executing some plays. Those level outs have been a good play for them. So, what I would like to see is a variation on that level out.
I think we have a new quarterback in for Quinte as well. Number 14, Mason LaJoy.
Yeah, Mason LaJoy in at quarterback.
So this is what you want to see. This is going to be a learning experience for all players. You want to make sure that everybody's playing and everyone. But this is let's get some good experience for some of these kids, because you don't know which one of these kids like you said is going to be called upon to be the next leader. Yeah. Who's gonna? And this is a lot of times as coaches, we use this time to evaluate our depth. And with graduating, like, football is a great sport, but you never get the same team twice.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's unfortunate, but it offers opportunities. It always offers an opportunity for growth and development of our athletes. So now, in a game like this, where realistically, you've got your third string quarterbacks in for both teams, let's evaluate. Let's see some things for next year, and this is what we're trying to do at this point. So,
and I'd also say, Ron, we're early in this season, and you never know, it could be within this own season right now. We talked about how Quinte and Ottawa and Hamilton are all fighting for that last playoff spot. So there might be a time in the next couple games where LaJoy might be called upon to take a few snaps.
Yeah. London Dawson with the sack here for the Beefeaters, just straight ahead driving. LaJoy just Lois or LaJoy, we're going to call him LaJoy. Just nowhere really to go, just pressure right away. Third down for Quinte. So that's another thing that you want to do is you don't know when you're going to need these kids. You don't know when you're going to need this next Marcus Hepburn. You don't know when you're going to need your next Ben Regier. You don't know when you're going to need Damon Barrow to come in and lead a drive with 3 minutes left to go in a game and needing to score to win a provincial championship. These reps all matter. And it doesn't seem like it in the moment, but boy, oh boy, they do. Running to his left, nowhere to go. Pass is knocked down, incomplete. Turn it over on downs. First down for the Beefeaters.
That was London Dawson applying the pressure.
My apologies. Forgot the penalty.
Oh, excuse me. That was second down, so it's now third down. Again, Quinte rolling the quarterback to the left. Right-handed quarterback trying to throw it to the right. It's a difficult thing. It sounds so simple to somebody who has never done it. Try running to your left and flipping your hips, getting your shoulders square, and delivering a strike when you need to, with a 260, 270-pound man running at you at full speed and about to absorb you. Good does a good job kicking that out. Mo Lawrence has got a chance on this. He caught that in the air, breaks it to the 45-yard line, makes a man miss. Down inside the 35-yard line, way inside of Quinte's territory, down to about the 25-yard line, 15-yard line, on the return. You could just see this right away. Pressure right away. He caught that with a head of steam, and great blocks at the point of attack by number 6, and I believe it was number 38. And Lawrence just following his blocks, not trying to do too much with it. He maintained possession. Let's keep driving downfield.
Yeah, that was Jacoby Dillon from Quinte there. You can see he was supposed to set that edge and hold it. He just got double teamed out and opened up a little seam.
Barrow's in at quarterback for the Beefeaters. Ball's at the 15-yard line. Handoff to number 28. Takes it over the left-hand side. gets it inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Prospo was the ball
Prosper.
carrier. 2nd down and about 4 for the Beefeaters.
Brought down around the 10-ish.
This is the one thing I do like about the CJFL game with a lot of levels. We're at a point now, we haven't really mentioned it, we're in run clock. You know,
Yeah.
you know, nobody wants to embarrass anybody, and you know, when people say, well, why are you scoring with this? Why are you scoring with this? With a score this level, and I'll kind of go into it a little bit more. Prosper with the carry over the right-hand side that time.
Prosper up
Takes
the
it
middle,
down to about the
distracted
5-yard line.
Close to a
It's going to be
first down.
really
It is a
close. First down.
First
So
and goal Beefs.
why are you running these plays? Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to score? Because you got to tell your kids, you can never hold up on a play. You have to play with all of it.
Absolutely. And we've talked about the number of kids who have come off the bench and played. This is your time to play. This is your time to show, and we never want to tell someone not to play.
Yeah, because the other thing is, as well, as we see Quinte taking a timeout here, 52 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. When you tell kids, you know, like, look, you know, maybe hold up a little bit. This is when injuries happen, and that is something that we definitely do not want to see at any point, at any level, for any team. You know, so that's also very, very important. It's not like look, as coaches, we've both been in positions where we've like, they can't stop us, but we've also been in positions where it's like, yeah, I can't stop them.
Yeah.
If you're Quinte, look, somebody make a play. You know, do what we've taught you guys to do. We're not going to win this game. That's neither here nor there. I want to see the effort, and I want to see the enthusiasm, and I want to see you guys battling. That's what you're looking for a defense. For an offensive player, you want to see them have an opportunity to make plays. Prosper over the left-hand side. Touchdown for the Beefeaters. So 2 drives for Barrow, 2 touchdowns. Hey,
Yep.
do we have a quarterback competition coming up here next week?
Well, I'm going to say probably not.
So again, Pinto going, pretty much the 6 drives today, 5 touchdowns. Pretty solid effort by him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great effort by the Beefeaters, and you know, as we start to get all these guys in, I think it's just a great chance for everyone just to keep playing, and quite frankly, that's why they're here. You know, these are all guys who have come here to play football. You know, they have some of them are not
New kicker.
don't want to go to university. Some of them are, don't want to play university ball, and it just gives someone who another avenue to keep playing football. And
Yeah.
I really like that about the CJFL.
You know, we kind of Coach Melrose and I talked about this before, the elephant in the room. My son personally plays for Hamilton, and it's not that he doesn't like the Beefeater organization. He works out that area, and he wanted to play. But as a father or as a parent, the thing that people will forget, and I know it's kind of a 4-letter word, but COVID really messed up a lot of these kids' seasons. So for my son in particular, Jake, who literally hadn't played in 4 years, to make it back on the field finally after that long, it's great to see. And these games and these minutes, these are opportunities for these kids. Football, and I'll say it a million times for anyone who will listen to me, football is the greatest team sport. You develop friendship and bonds with the players. You go to war with them in practice twice a week, 3 times a week. You bond like no other sport, and it's the greatest team sport around. For that reason, football, the reason that word starts, the reason we call it football is for that first letter. Football is family, and it really is. And I encourage, if you've got young kids, football has a spot for everybody.
Well, and that's one thing I was going to say. Anyone and everyone who wants to put in the work can play.
Yeah, and it's the camaraderie I know in London, the London Minor
For me, it's
Football
brotherhood.
Association.
Brotherhood is the word I use.
Yeah, and it's like for me, it's like football's family, and that's kind of been my mantra with a lot of these kids, and a lot of these kids, I look at, a Tavis Gal, a Damon Barrow, a Brady Shantz, who's not even playing this particular year, um, Reese Jenkins. In today's game, what I call my guys,
Right.
and like as a coach, we help develop these kids, and we watch these kids grow up into young men, and to see them on a field in a game like today, for an old ball coach, this is why we do it. This is why we've done it all this time. Pass complete to number one over on the right hand side, taken out to about the 35-yard line, maybe stepped out about the 36. That was
So on the tackle, it's another Laurier product, Dylan Roberts.
yeah, Dylan Roberts. There again, Dylan Roberts is just a fantastic kid. He's got a great motor. Another one of those, London Laurier. I think they're still nationally top 10 ranked.
I believe that they are definitely top 10 ranked, and I think Ontario High School, they put them at 1 right now.
Yeah, I thought they were number 1. I thought nationally, I saw this week that they were number 6 or 7.
Okay.
A couple teams out west, out of that really thin province with the long word, they've got a couple good teams out there.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan and Alberta and BC, and of course a couple powerhouses
as a product
in Quebec.
of Winnipeg, I would also have to say
How'd the Bombers
Blue
do
Bombers
last week?
They last week, this week they got some revenge in the Banjo Bowl.
The Banjo Bowl
the
rematch.
Banjo Bowl. Last I checked, they were up over 30. So
yeah, so it just Depeche, Depeche comes from the cold spot, and I've always been like that dome team. As we see, intercepted by number 27 for the Beefeaters, takes it out to the 35, down, returns to the 33-yard line. Aiden Matthew, hey, he's been around the ball a number of times today. There, good job recognizing, reading the quarterback, getting to your zone.
Well,
good
and
job.
I talked about getting to the top of your zone. That's where he ended up, right? Played at the top of the zone and came back down on it.
This is why, okay? This is why these kids battle, and this is why you play these minutes. Hey, does that kid who doesn't get a lot of playing time, does he get it? Does he understand it?
Yep.
When we need him next year, or we need him later on in the season, does he understand what he needs to do? He absolutely does. Barrow's stealing that quarterback, 3 receivers to the field, 2 to the boundary, inside handoff.
That's Burling again.
Burling straight ahead. Gain of about 2 or 3 yards on that. It's going to bring up a second down and about 7.
Second down. Got a Skyhawk down.
Player down for Quinte. So yeah, like kind of going back to what we were saying, with that interception, but this is exactly why we do these type of things, So we've used these minutes to evaluate, and it's a fantastic job. Smart heads up, recognizing it, but not only that, not freezing up in the moment.
Absolutely.
That's another thing that these kids.
It's one thing to know what you're supposed to do. It's another thing to actually do it. So
yeah.
And in that case right there, Aiden, he played that exactly the way he was supposed to, and he got up and made that catch.
That's $1,100.
Yeah, put that in Coach Scarp's and we talk about. I've been around a few years and coached a bunch of these kids. I've coached a bunch of the Beefeater coaches, so jet sweep to number 6 here for the Beefeaters. He's got the edge. Down inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Beefeaters. Give me a name.
Keegan Cardona.
Keegan Cardona. Technically, that's a pass.
That's 2 passes for David then.
Technically, that's a pass because it did go forward. That's technically a pass. Drives me nuts. but good on Barrow.
Yeah.
2 touchdown passes
Two
for,
touchdown passes.
for Damon Barrow. Keegan Cardona on the jet sweep over the right-hand side. Look at the blocking
Who's that up
downfield.
there?
I want to see this one more time.
36.
Number 36. Give me a name,
That is
Depeche.
Declan Cullen.
Wow.
Declan
Great
Cullen.
blocking downfield.
And you know, those plays start going outside like that to maintain those blocks and penalty
So
is a great move.
producer Camden Melrose is going to be a receiver that played for me, and who was downfield just grinding for the
That's
Beefeaters.
Matt Gormley.
Yeah. So there's a couple guys that don't get a lot of reps that they get it, okay? So what I used to tell our receivers all the time, to nauseam, the difference between a 4-yard run and a 40-yard run is what you do downfield blocking. There's one ball, okay? Guess what? In a Coach Snyder offense, the running backs are going to get the majority of those touches. How are you going to stay on the field? That is the perfect example of earning playing time, understanding what you need to do and doing it when you have the opportunities. And again, just a great job. Cardona does a good job of seeing that and just turning the corner and getting into the touchdown.
Yeah, split right between them. They create the alley, and he just ran right through it.
But I love that they're like 15 yards downfield and they're grinding, they're working.
Absolutely.
Really great shout out. I want to find out who the receiver coach is on that. Snelly, yeah. Snelly, that's exactly why, because that guy really grinds it. But going back, coaches that I've coached on this team, Connor Elliott, Marshall LaFleur. So there's a few of these guys as well. As we see the wind picking up in here, I was like, we're going to get a little bit of inclement weather coming up in here. Good return to about the 35-yard line.
Yep.
Take me through this, Depeche.
Oh, it's just a simple middle return.
Good tackle too.
Good tackle.
Number 5.
Good tackle. I'd like to see those wedge players in the block a little bit.
Wedge is a 4-letter word. You can't use wedge anymore in the Canadian game.
Sorry, those blockers up
Yeah.
front. I'd like to see them get a little bit more aggressive on their blocking.
Yeah, and good to see a couple other new defenders coming into the game. Number 42 is in at linebacker as well here. Pass out. Great coverage right on the edge there. Number 27 for the.
Well, that's Matthew again.
Yeah.
Aiden Matthew.
That's Jared Foreman.
And Jared Foreman on the tackle.
Foreman is also out there as well.
Second down.
That was actually Foreman that made the tackle.
Okay.
So good job.
Good job. Yeah, good job.
Again,
Foreman.
another kid
Another
that
one that we've seen a
we
long
both
time.
know.
Yeah.
Taking a
Long
shot
pass
downfield,
here.
heads up play.
Well played. He put his
Really
hand right
well
through
played.
the
You know what?
pocket.
That's number 34,
Raheem
McLean.
McLean.
Yeah. Boy, that's a heads up play.
Yep.
You can see the
Otherwise,
the receiver does a really good job of going up top and trying to high point the ball. Now, what happens as a DB coach? What do you tell your kids to do?
Well, mine is punch through the basket is how I call it.
Right.
Because that ball has to come down to his chest. So if you put your head right through there, that's how you're going to knock that ball out. And McLean did a great job at that.
Yeah, and again, it's like just what we're talking about is as a DB, we've taught our kids attack the hands,
Yep.
get the ball, strip the ball out,
Oh, couldn't get the punt off. Oh, he does.
bouncing down in the middle. Lawrence has got a shot here. Lawrence has got a real shot here. Down to the 40-yard line, takes it down to the 35-yard
kicker.
line. Goes the kicker, takes them out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Yep.
Big return by the big man, Drew Lawrence on the return. Great job getting that ball away. There's pressure right away, but right here it's like head of steam, and we're like, we've got the angle that you guys don't have, and we understand. It's like he's got maybe one, maybe two guys to beat here.
I think that happens right from the pressure. So that ball did not get out to the numbers like they expected, where that wall was being created.
Yeah.
It comes more to the center, and now it kind of gets that coverage team a little out of position. and gives a huge seam for Lawrence to run downfield.
New quarterback in for the Beefeaters, so we can get off the Damon Barrow Love Fest. Number 13, Burgess is in at quarterback. So Burgess in at quarterback, number 26 out at running back for the Beefeaters. Tried to hand that off, met right away.
That's Berkeley.
Somebody missed a
Berkeley
block.
Badlevic.
Somebody missed a block. I'm just
Berkeley
gonna.
Badlevic with another tackle though. Berkeley has had a pretty good. He's had a pretty good game.
Yeah, that's
Very
just
aggressive player.
good
in
job.
the best of ways.
Yes. No, and he's had himself a whale of a game. Like we'll give credit to a bunch of these kids. Number 66 has had a great game for Quinte. I thought the running back number 1 has played well. Number 13 has also played well.
Yeah.
But number 37 for me
37. Yeah. Jacoby Dillon.
Yeah. Burgess rolling out to the right. Pass is out there.
Oh, I think he got a.
This is a late hit.
Late hit there.
So this is a roughing the passer. This is what I don't want to see at this point. So the pass is clearly away, and they're going to say, "Well, why is that called?" Because first contact is above is in the head and the shoulder area.
Yeah.
That's why.
Right to the head.
And it's the shot down.
455-413. If you have that,
so it's a 15-yard penalty for the Beefeaters. We're going to move that up, and we're going to have a first down and 10 for the Beefeaters. I'm going to say probably about the 8 or 9 yard line. Well,
and our clock is still rolling during this conversation.
It's 60-3. It should be still rolling.
I think maybe there was a.
Was there multiple flags
there was
on
another
it?
flag. Roll that back.
Can we get that replay one more time? Well, it's not 66 on the tackle, but he's representing them.
Oh, we probably got a PI back at the.
See, but you've also got
I think we have multiple.
Okay, so you've got pass interference, which is going to be enforced, and then you've got the late hit on the quarterback, which is also enforced. First and goal, Beefeaters at the 1. Ten minutes left to go in the fourth quarter here.
Rocky Mountain Pizza guy just showed up. Not gonna lie, he could get some business.
Referees are still discussing the placement, but this is the right call.
What's the prop on Burling right now? What's the prop on Burling getting the ball right now?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'll take money. I'll take money on that one. No. 48.
Oh.
Number 48. That slip fullback.
Trey Fakira.
Just that slip. Same thing the Barrows ran.
Yep.
So, touchdown. You could have taken mine and Depeche's money in there had you made that, but I'm very glad you didn't. That's exciting for this young man. You know, again, this is what we want to see. Is Quinte's obviously, like this game was kind of decided midway through the second quarter when it became 28-3, and then it was 35 at half. And it's like, okay, but they've battled, okay, and I like the fact that they're getting their guys in, but the other team's allowed to make plays too. So this is kind of what we're trying to get across. It's not that they're running the score up on purpose. It's they are trying to get their guys in, and you're going to run your offense and you're going to run your defense as you do. So, I think it's awesome. A guy that obviously doesn't get a lot of touches in the year, getting a touch, and not only getting a touch, getting a touchdown. So,
absolutely, and
that's a story he's going to be able to tell his kids and his grandkids at one point.
Owen Schmidt with the kick.
Under 8 minutes to go in the game. Don't forget.
7 minutes 48 seconds left to go in the ball game. 67-3 is the score for the Beefeaters.
And we'd love to just sit around.
You know,
and hang out and
just
chat.
that slip
That's
screen
awesome. There
that
is some-
for the
there's
fullback.
The extra tents going up over here.
Happy
Behind
for that young
Field.
man. So the
So,
Beefeaters are going to kick the
we
ball
all hang
off.
together in the dry and have fun.
You know,
And then the
talk
other
about
thing is the cheer from the Beefeaters, the players on the sideline when
football is family.
absolutely
Football is family, and there it is right there.
right? That's the love that they have
Yeah.
for their teammate.
Yeah, and that's why you do it. And, you know, that's why that's why like the Coach LaFleur's and Coach Scarps, who's been around forever.
At every level.
Yeah, and a guy who's really cut his teeth and really grinded. And again, Coach Hudson and all these guys. The amount of effort that coaches put in. I'm telling you, if you want to go through a 4-month process, if you're lucky, only 4 months, balls returned beyond the 20 up to the 35 to about the 30-yard line. Good tackle on the field by number 25.
Roberts again.
Dylan Roberts.
Yep, Dylan Roberts.
First down, Skyhawks at the 30.
The sacrifices these guys make, like what, and I could just speak from personal experience. I went 25 years without eating dinner on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Yeah.
It's people are like, well, what are you talking about? Because you practice Tuesdays and Thursdays every week, and you practice from 6 to 8 at the minor level, or you practice at a 7 to 9 at a junior varsity level, or 7 to 10 with film and everything else. Passes caught and dropped.
Well, I can tell you over the last summer, I spent every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
I arrived at the field around 5:30, and I left the field at around 11:30.
Yep. So and that's twice a week. Never mind the fact that what do you have to do to prepare for that practice? What drills do you have to set? What film do you have to break down? It's
And all these coaches on both sidelines.
yes.
Right, we've called out the ones that we've known on the Beefeater sideline, but both sidelines, all these coaches, they're all doing it.
Yeah, and at all levels, like we kind of mentioned earlier, like London minor football starts up tomorrow.
Right.
London is blessed to have one of the better minor programs around. Just the sheer volume, Bad snap, recovered at the 15-yard line. Third down, second down?
Should be second down.
Picks up your snap back at the 18-yard line.
Oh, we got third down.
Third down. That's what I thought. Because you had the incomplete over on the side there. But again, the coach, like, that's the real coaching. When you get a guy, I'm gonna shout out an old friend of mine, Mark Lasem. One of the sites that I was a part of in my many years with London Minor, we got to start up a brand new site and build it from the ground up. And Mark has always been one of those guys at the tyke level. When I say the tyke level, that is like 7 and 9-year-olds playing football. It is the most humbling experience for a veteran coach. That ball is touched by the Beefeaters.
Good coverage by
Good
Quinte.
coverage by Quinte. Lawrence returns it to about the 48-yard line. First down for the Beefeaters. If you ever want to coach football or you ever want to coach sports and think you are a coach or think you know what you're doing, go take a swing at 7 and 9-year-old football. That is the most humbling experience you will ever have in your life, because you will be all intense and you'll be coaching and everything, and you'll want to win the game and make a great experience for the kids, and someone's going to look at you at one point and just going to go, "Can you tie my shoes?"
Yep.
And it's just it puts it all in perspective. Coach Mark has been coaching the tyke level for the Cobras for 12 years. For 12 years. So, yeah, right there.
Wow. If you guys could see my face.
Yeah, that is that is,
All right, let's
you
get
know,
that 50-50 ticket. Check
you
your
get out of
ticket.
jail earlier for certain crimes in Canada than
But
you
you
do
know
for
what?
that.
That's the kind of dedication. Like, I really think, you know, if we could get really, really good coaches, and we
Yeah.
have them, but if we could get really good coaches at every site of the LMFA, it would just elevate London football, which is also very high level of football.
Yes.
But it will elevate it all
Yeah.
at every level. And
But
that's the ground.
the closure to the story, I was voluntold. I got to coach Tyke one year, this particular year, and one of Mark's son, Travis was the gentleman's name, was a 6-year-old player, and came along and was playing, and there was a little YouTube clip that they put up, and we did a circle drill where you just not the old Okie drill, because that creates basketball players.
So says TikTok.
So says Coach Ron as well. I got news for you, dude. Now, for the old, I'm gonna go off kilter here. Tell me at what point, and this I hate the Oklahoma drill. Tell me at what point do you start a play where you're laying on your back? So why the heck would you start a drill where you're laying on your back?
No,
I
never
hate
ran
that
it.
drill.
I never ran it with
Hated
you
it.
lying on your back.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so
Sometimes I ran it off one knee because you have to get up and make a play.
yes, that I can see, but you never start a play where you're laying face down or laying on your back, looking up at the earth,
Right.
or looking up at the sky there. But anyway,
Reverse.
I'll just tie back into it. There was a clip that came up with Travis, actually his first time doing what we call a circle drill, which is like in Oklahoma, except for much smaller and everything else here. Burgess is sacked on at the 32-yard line. No, that's 81. 81's not quarterback now. So that's Lar.
Christian Lar.
Christian Lar, all right. Inside handoff, met at the line of scrimmage off the left-hand side. No gain on the play.
I think that's still Berlin running it.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, this clip came up, and my whole point was going back to 7 and 10-year-olds playing football and everything else. Travis is now coaching with Mark.
Okay.
So 12 years later,
Yeah.
Now you're coaching with your son, and we've both done that. Where our kids have done volunteer hours and came back and coached with us. And it's a lot of fun there. Number 17 is in for the Beefeaters. Smith to kick this field goal. Kick is down. It is away, and it is good. 43-yard field goal. 70 for the Beefeaters. 3 for Quinte, as we're going to probably get one, maybe 2 plays left. Coach, kind of clothing thoughts for you. What do you think going? This team's going to go on the road next week. This Beefeater team is going to go on the road next week, play a really, really tough Hamilton team.
Well, I did see the Hamilton team when they were here. They are a good team. They have a lot of experience, and they will come out to play.
That's
There's
a home
no
game.
Sleeping.
Yeah.
There's no sleeping on Hamilton ever. I don't think anywhere.
Well, no, and we talk about the London-Windsor rivalry. Guess who Hamilton loves more than anyone else? And that's a London team.
Yep.
So as we see the final play of the game here, so Quinte loses this game, unfortunately, but they've had some great. There's some really good players on this Quinte team.
Yeah.
And
I want to call out again. If I was to put a player of the game for Quinte, it would be Jacoby Dillon.
Yeah, you just looked down and pointed at the number, and I'm just nodding my head. Yeah, that kid's a ball player. Regardless of the score, as we're just posing for a camera. We thank you guys very much for joining us as we see the greatest line in sports happening at midfield. You battle each other for an hour of clock time which is like 3 hours, and you've worked hard all week to prepare for this game. The fact that afterwards you guys can shake hands and congratulate each other and wish them all a great season. You know, we talked about it. Football's family, not only for the guys on your team, for the sometimes for the players that you play against.
Absolutely.
So again, next week the Beefeaters take the traveling ground and pound attack to the Hammer on Sunday to play the Hurricanes. Final thoughts, Depeche.
Well, you know what? I think overall, this was a well-executed game plan by Coach Snyder, and really at every level and of depth, everyone knew what they had to do and were able to execute it. So that was, you know, and it's great to see them all, and no give up in anyone.
Exactly. So again,
there's the man right there.
So there's the man that we're gonna talk to after we go off the air. For the Melroses and all the producers and the cameramen, for Coach Depeche Maniard, my name is Ron Fawarda. Thank you very much for joining us here on Beefeater TV.